Yo, what's good? Tash Pawtcast, episode something or other. We forget because we smoke too much weed. Sitting here today with some guys from Connecticut. Thanks for coming in. I'm sitting here with Herban Legends, the Custom King over here. And I'm sitting here with Keenan Corley.
That's me.
Author extraordinaire, you know what I mean? You guys are here for two different reasons, but for the same podcast, and we're going to talk about both your things, man. We'll start off with, how'd you guys get here? The ride you guys took in? Where you guys from?
We're from Connecticut. I'm from Stanford. He's from Stanford. I live in Bridgeport. He lives in Stanford still.
Bridgeport. That's a fun little place, huh?
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Real circus every day.
Yeah. I remember 25 years ago, I was down visiting someone in college, and as we were driving through Bridgeport, I was like, is someone in, they went to Sacred Heart. Okay, so I'm driving through Bridgeport, and I'm like, wow, this would be a really shitty place to be like stuck by yourself at nighttime. Literally, like fucking that night, some shit happens, I end up stuck in Bridgeport, walking through Bridgeport at like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning by my fucking self. I ended up meeting these people, ended up like at a Cape Verdean house party and shit. It was dope. We got some lobsters and the whole nine. They gave me a bottle of rum. It was a hood adventure. It was a hood experience. But, you know, it can go one of two ways.
Right, in a good way.
Yeah, it can go one of...
They used to have the Gathering of the Vibes out there. Remember the Gathering of the Vibes?
Nah, man. I didn't spend much time in Bridgeport. Just that one time I was in Bridgeport.
Seaside.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
That was enough for me.
They still be having that in the summertime. People travel all across the country to go to Seaside.
No, they call it something else now because a couple people passed away.
Yeah, I believe it was the murder capital of the world at one point in time. The murder capital of America at one point in time, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. They had more murders in fucking Bridgeport, Connecticut than anywhere else. That was like around that same time.
Right.
Which was wild too, because you drove out of Sacred Heart, you took a left, it was nothing but mansions. You took a right, and it was like
it's a different world.
It was hood quick, like hood.
Bridgeport.
Very quick.
You knew exactly like this is not that.
Very quick. Very, very, very quick. Also, you could buy alcohol there when we were like 18.
So ID. They don't care.
They don't give a shit about nothing. So, man, guys came from Bridgeport. That's some dope shit. Appreciate you guys coming all the way up here. Fucking. Also, what's out there is the WWF's out there and shit. Fucking Jerry Springer, Stanford.
I grew up right behind the WWE building.
Yep,
literally, I used to throw pears at the Undertaker's truck.
Why?
I was a badass little kid.
You didn't like Undertaker?
Not really.
So your course of action was to go and stand behind the building and throw pears at his truck?
Yeah.
Was there a pear tree there?
My grandma had a pear tree in the backyard.
So you brought pears?
No, she had a pear tree in her backyard.
So
I live right behind the building. Like literally, this is the building.
Okay.
For some strange reason,
right
it's right off exit 9, and it's like all these residential houses, and then this huge building.
Yeah, it's a big ass building. I didn't realize that because you could see it from the highway. So there's literally a fucking house that's right next to that building.
Right. There's a whole street of houses.
It's like they bought a good 7 houses on that street and just turned it into a building.
Which they probably did.
Right.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's a crazy fucking person.
Got that money.
Probably did that shit. So yo, what do you want to? Whoa, shit! As we're dropping fucking Herban Legends bags here, fucking. What do you want to talk about first, man? I mean, you got so much shit going on. You have clothing, you have customs, you have sneakers, you have cannabis, you have events, you have fucking every goddamn thing. You're like a fucking jack of all trades. What's your main trade?
So, I love cannabis.
You love cannabis.
I've been in the industry since I was 14 years old.
When did you start smoking?
14.
Okay. When did you first smoke?
When did I first smoke?
Tell me about the experience.
So the first time I smoked, I didn't even get high.
Well, not that. Where'd you get the weed from?
Oh, from the older kids.
Older kids.
Yeah,
it's one or two. It's a hush. We should start writing these down because it's always one or two. It's either the older kids or stole it from my parents. Those are the only two options that anyone ever fucking has. And I've asked this question 30, 40 times now, and every single answer is either older kids, older brother, or fucking I stole it from my parents. Right. I stole it from my parents.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was the older one.
That's why I actually got in the game, because all my friends were going to the older kids all the time. I said, hold up, man. They need to be coming to me. You know what I'm saying?
And what year was this?
This was 1998.
Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ, the fucking 90s. When you say that shit now, when you say that shit now, I heard a kid.
1998. We was in 8th grade.
Oh, 8th grade?
We went to middle school together.
This motherfucker.
Shout out to Rippenwild.
Fucking. Someone I know's kid was almost like 20 now, which is even fucking crazy. We're talking about the 1990s were the 1900s and shit.
Right.
And it is. So I got all mad and shit, and I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, fuck, she's actually right. Like, it is the fucking 1900s. Like, it really is the 1900s. It sounds fucked up to say that. Why the fuck are you laughing at that?
Because that's hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like, when you got like a 10-year-old telling you like, yeah, you survived the 1900s, you're like,
Yeah, like 30 years, that shit don't even seem.
It doesn't sound right? It doesn't sound like it is, but
I'm in my prime. I feel young. I'm ready to go.
I'm 43, man. 43 years old.
I'm ready to go.
You just thought when you were young at this age was older.
Well, because when we were young, people in their 40s were old.
Right. That's
like,
true.
Like this is being young in your 40s is a new thing.
40's your new 30.
Well, 30's the new 20 was a new thing back. You know what I'm saying? Like when 30's the new 20 came out, that was kind of true.
Right.
No one had really done it in the 30s yet in hip hop. Now it's 40s are the 30s, and it's actually the 50s are the 30s because those 50-year-old dudes are actually doing it all now. You know what I'm saying? All those dudes that we listen to are all in their 50s, bro.
Right.
Or 60s. Like 60s. Like RZA got to be like 60, right? I mean, he got to be like 60.
Yeah.
Rakim from Stanford.
He's got to be 60.
He's up there.
Rakim's from Stanford. I thought he was from Long Island.
Rakim? I'm sorry. Rakim lived in Stanford. His son was born in Stanford.
I was gonna say.
Went to middle school in Stanford.
I was gonna say. I don't think Rakim's gonna like that. I think he was.
My bad, Rock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really know the guy personally. If he wants to come on the show, though, he's more than welcome to.
Shout out Rakim. Nah, I met him.
Right.
I did this Red Bull joint, and he was one of the judges, and he like one of my battles. He was like, I'm not judging that shit if it don't go to overtime. So he like, I fuck with Rakim.
Did he talk about if he was from Stanford or not?
I didn't even know.
Stanford
I was
connection.
just in Stanford like 2 weeks ago too.
Oh,
like,
word?
At the WWE shit.
Yeah. You gotta tap in. You know they moved downtown though. They sold that
took
building.
over the UBS
now they're
building.
downtown. UBS, big ass WWE flags.
My mom used to work there. Yep.
Herban Legends. What is it?
So
How'd you pick the name? Name's dope.
all right, so I had a collective in Berkeley. This is my second brand. I had a collective in Berkeley. I always like playing on words and stuff like that.
Well, what's your first brand?
Joint effort.
I like that.
Joint effort.
Now, what was joint effort? What was the mission statement for that?
To basically bring quality products to the people, you know, bring
probably-
the people together.
You're talking about trapping in college and high school and shit.
No, this is in 2012, 2013. I was like 26. Yeah, 26. I lived in Berkeley. We were out there running around the Bay. If we first started off, I don't know if anybody knows anything about Oakland, but the Murder Doves, we were trapping out the Murder Doves, running up to the mountains, bringing packs back.
Do you know about them?
All
Well,
kind of
Murder
crazy
Mountain
shit.
was a big
Murder Mountain is serious, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my peoples in Humboldt. Shout out to Garberville. Shout out to Willits, Arcata, all that.
You used to be out there.
Yeah, heavy.
So you're like a gangster. You're like doing that the gangster shit.
Bro, I was out there.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It was some of the best times of my life.
That's crazy shit. Hush, you know anything about the Fertile Triangle there, the Emerald Triangle?
Not really.
No.
I only been to Cali once, and I was like
you-
young to experience.
You haven't been there.
Yeah.
Northern California, Mendocino, fucking Humboldt. What's the other one?
The Emerald, it's Mendocino, Humboldt,
And-
and
Fucking the other one. It's a place in California. It's 3 cities in California or towns in California where basically cannabis is currency. It's always been currency. It always will be currency. It's the cops are funded by cannabis. The schools are funded by cannabis. It's where all your weed comes from. It's also where
I've
like
heard about Humboldt County.
you've heard of Murder Mountain.
I haven't even heard of that.
Well, yeah. So it's basically, I mean, if you want to explain it or whatever, it's a part of California where it's outlaws are out on the hill mountains, and they're basically growing cannabis because
Mecca.
Oh wait,
It's
I
the
have
Mecca.
heard about that. I just haven't heard
it's
the name.
the
I know
Mecca.
about that.
it's where it all comes from. It's where it all fucking comes from.
like it or love it, I support local, but we gotta tip our hat to Cali, man. They
So-
paved the road for us. You know what I mean?
So don't take us the wrong way, but like, okay, you're not. Cannabis was super illegal back then, obviously.
Prop 215.
Yeah.
It was the Wild West.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So like back then, people weren't doing things like making companies yet. They just had like bags with Hershey Kisses on them. They just had
Cookies
fucking
just came out.
Cookies was one of the
like the first.
was one of the
ones.
first ones.
Yeah.
So what made you go that route? You think
Because I seen the vision. I knew that branding was gonna be the future. I knew that people wanted to associate the weed with something. You know, everybody's going around buying, trapping and.
But this
doing
is
and that.
before.
We're talking Prop 215 when I started my first brand, Joint
Yeah,
Effort.
that's what I'm saying. What year is this? We're talking.
2013.
Okay, so 11 years ago.
Yeah.
No cannabis brands are out yet. I mean, very few.
Yeah. It was,
Very
it was-
few.
you
I mean,
could say that,
Cheech and Chong, High Times.
Then Paul Wall had a brand that was huge.
It's
The rappers were starting their brands around then.
but very, very few and far between.
Yeah,
And
that's
what made like basically what I'm trying to get at is, I mean, I was selling weed back then, and a bunch of people I knew were selling weed back then, but no one had fucking brands.
Well, the thing is that under Prop 215, if you start a collective and you get signatures from patients, you're allowed to grow a certain amount of cannabis per patient under their name.
Okay.
It makes it legal. So now when you have your collective paperwork, you could go to the big brands like Guild, all the big brands. Shout out to Space Gem Candies. And you go with them and you could do business with them legally. And they didn't give a fuck what you did with the product after it left their hands.
So you're saying you could go to like a major distributor and like you could actually buy cannabis from them because you were a fucking
collective.
So you figured
I had patience.
Damn, you figured that out. That's fucking dope.
I mean, not by myself. So shout out to my guy Frank Nuts Esco. They went to Amsterdam University.
Somebody named Frank Nuts Esco, like that. That's got to be a crazy person.
Frank Nuts is one person, and Esco is another person.
Them two people together,
it's crazy.
Yeah, they're getting shit done.
So they went to Amsterdam University, and I was like, oh yeah. I went out there. I stayed in my man's Esco's couch for like 2 months trapping, bro. I went out there with my paper. I had something that happened over here that I was gone, and from there it was up, man. I'm telling you. The thing is about West Coast people, no disrespect, I love the West Coast. They're real slow paced, laid back. Us East Coast boys got out there, we was running circles around people. Mad networking, connecting. This is when Instagram is starting to blow up. I mean, that's my specialty, is really networking, connecting, and going and putting the dots together and putting myself in the right places.
Yeah, and you obviously don't mind doing the traveling to get it done.
Not at
all. You know what I'm saying? Because this is
footwork.
Your fucking. This is it.
Slow feet don't eat.
It's also like when you're thinking about the future, like you're trying to build something that is like generational.
And this is all I ever known. This is all I ever had.
So it's actually, and I would assume this works for you because it kind of worked for me as well. That like when cannabis did become legal, it fucked the game up. I don't know what it's like in Connecticut, but it fucked the game up in Massachusetts. It took a couple of years, but it eventually got to the point where it fucked it all up. But it also gave all those people that didn't have an outlet, that only knew hustling, it gives them all, like, if you can flip that same hustling ambition to the legal game, find where your niche is, you should be able to provide for your family, and you should be able to start your own LLC, invest in your own business, build it up to something maybe you can give your kid later on. I mean, you're literally, the way I look at this is, Nabisco had to start at some point, right? Frito-Lay had to start somewhere, right? McDonald's had to start somewhere, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Why isn't this that?
Right.
This is that.
Why? I think it is.
This is that.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be there in 10 years to look back on this because no one sees it now. But this is so brand new still that you can actually do that, and you can use your hustling ambition from the weed game to do that because you can't sell weed anymore. You know what I mean?
Crazy, Half Baked is like almost all like one of my first experiences seeing like weed branding, because I remember, like you said, no one was making the brands.
No one.
And it was like in the movie they was all about Mr. Nice.
Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even put that together till right now.
Yeah.
But that's some New York shit, because New York's always been like ahead of us on that, ahead of everybody on that, because there's a fucking billion people living on one block. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have ideas or you ain't gonna eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, no, but that's dope because, like, it is like a way that you could take this kind of stuff and flip it into, like, you know, take the money or whatever from and take that and flip it into something legal and to get out of that, because I mean, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be like comfortable. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder for shit and like
forever.
that.
I got multiple weed cases. I seen the door shut on me, and my life turned upside down. But like I said, this is all I ever known, and I fight for this plant. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my mottos: weed the people, patience over profits. I put my life on the line, and I give respect to everyone in this game that does the same thing the right way. And I give respect to the states that did it right, like Mass. Connecticut's a shit show, It's like you got to give everybody opportunity, man. And not everybody got $1 million sitting in the bank. But you know what? Everybody got $1 million sitting in their mind and their heart.
I like that right there. This motherfucker got a lot of like little like what was it slogans, trademark phrases. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of little like soliloquies, what they call it.
Man.
You write them on like shit, you hang them on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. Live, laugh, love. Yeah, you know what I mean. Self-help joints or some
Call
shit.
me the weed poet.
fucking, why put your life on the line? Why do you say that? It's pretty serious.
So I caught a felony for a home invasion when I was probably like 20 years old and fucked my record up. So I always fell back on hustling, and it wasn't just weed, you know what I'm saying? It was other things. So I would just said, you know what? Why I don't gotta sell all this other shit and, you know, kill my people. The weed is enough. I could sustain my lifestyle and my family with the weed. I knew I could. You know, I met a lot of good people along the way. And I do it because I love it, man. I love this weed shit. I love everything about it. I love bagging up. I love touching work. I love trying shit. I love networking, meeting people.
You love weed like that, huh? See, there's levels
Love
to this
that
shit. There are people like that, like, I love weed too, but not like that. Like, you're like, that's like a level up from where I'm at. Like, I fuck with it heavy, and like I'll fight for it and like all that shit. But like, I get what you're saying. That's why you're so heavily invested in all this shit.
I met Boston George back in
From Weymouth.
2000. Yeah, Boston George.
You're in Weymouth.
Came home. Oh, that's where he's from.
That's
Yo, shout out to
right
Boston
now, yeah.
George.
He passed
Rest
away.
in peace.
He passed
Rest
away.
in peace, Boston George.
His ex-wife's on my Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we could cut to a clip. I got a picture of me and George at one of his festivals, and I asked him. I said, "Yo, do you regret anything, like the way your life went, or like anything you would have done differently?" His dude smiled at me, looked me right in my soul, and said, "Nope, I wouldn't have done nothing different. I love my life, and I don't regret any of my choices." So, for him to say that and go through what he went through, and you know the things that he did, not saying that you gotta idolize, because his story is a fucked up story. If you don't know it, go watch the story on Boston George. But my thing is, that's one of the super trappers right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to be okay with what he did and see the things he saw, I'm just like, man, listen, I'm not going to regret anything that's happened to me, and I'm not going to regret anything that I do to feed my family, how I do it. I'm all in. Because if you're not all in, you all out.
Yeah, no, I that's like a life thing, though. Like, you know what I mean? That's like to me, that's a life thing. Like, you're all in. Or, like, it's not just trapping. Like, life's the trap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's everybody. Like, I guess I could say, like, of course I have regrets, right? But I don't. Right? Like, I've been through some shit. Like, some shit. To get to where you are at this point in life, you have to go through some shit to get to here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to your story. But you get what I'm saying. And I'm sure similar story. You know what I'm saying? So you get it. But, like, do you take that shit away and then not get this part of it? Or do you know what I'm saying?
Like if you would have went left, then you wouldn't be right. Or if you would have moved a different way, you don't know how your life would turn
If I
out.
wasn't making adult decisions by the time it started at 7. Like, I grew up in a fucked up house. By 7, 8, 9 years old, I was working. I was out the house by 14. Like, all this shit, crazy shit. Like, crazy shit. But, like, if that didn't happen, would I be able to do all the shit I know how to do now?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, would I be able to survive the way? Like, I'm a super survivor.
Your mentality.
Yeah.
Different.
It's all like, but if I didn't have that, would I have this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like with Boston George, like, with all that bad, all that good, and marriage and kids and all that, all that shit comes with all those decisions.
Right. Sometimes you make the wrong decision, you know what I'm saying? But you can't look back on it and dwell on it.
So this right here, so the channel that you're on is called Mak-Tube. Mak-Tube is Mak-Tub. It's an Arabic word. It means it was written. It's from this book called The Alchemist. Did you read The Alchemist?
I did.
Of course you did, because you were in jail. So fucking The Alchemist will change your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Alchemist will change your life. So Mak-Tub, you know about Mak-Tub. It means it was written.
The name of the author, but he got a series of books.
Paulo Kilo. We'll get into it. So the thing about Mak-Tube is you're always supposed to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. There is no right. There is no wrong. There is no up. There is no down. It just all is. It's all the same. It's life.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got to tattoo to my I live by that. So it's kind of there is no wrong decision, because that decision got you to where you need to be here. Like, the lessons sometimes are hard. Like, you ever study for a test? Sometimes that shit's fucking hard. Like, sometimes they pop quizzes and they're easy. Sometimes they're hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
They hurt.
A lot of the times they hurt, but the good ones hurt.
Mak-Tube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The good ones hurt. Like
That's how
that.
you say it, Mak-Tube.
Mak-Tube. That's how you say it. But like I say Mak-Tube, but it's Mak-Tube. It's like because the Arab. Oh, that's not how you say it and shit. But regardless, read The Alchemist. It will take you like 2 days. It's a quick book. You know what I'm saying?
I got it still.
I got 2 copies right there. That shit will it's all about just living your personal journey. Like you're always supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the universe is always talking to you. So pay attention.
Nah, I believe that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it always is. And I believe it too. So when's the first time you smoke weed? If you say you don't smoke weed, you get off the podcast.
Right. I'm out. Nah. The first time I probably smoked weed, I was roughly around 6th grade or so.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. In the book.
Tell me about it. We'll get to the book, but tell me about the weed.
The weed. I mean, I came from the projects, so he lived on the other side of town. I lived in the projects, so for me, weed was just there.
Was that a diss right there?
No, that's a. Thank God you was on the other side of town.
I'm listening.
So the weed, it was just like cigarettes. It was like air. Everybody smoked it. I lived in a particular building where a lot of Jamaicans lived at. Okay. So, and my stepfather was Jamaican. I'm half Jamaican.
I was gonna say, are you Jamaican?
It was just normal.
Okay.
You know? So you come outside, they smoking. So eventually, as you grow up, you become curious. So you go from 5th grade, that summer when you start feeling yourself going to 6th grade, to now you outside experimenting, doing everything you shouldn't have been doing that you already wasn't doing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And when'd you guys meet?
We met in middle school, 6th grade.
Okay. You guys on some half-baked shit? Yup.
Yo,
Yup.
You know what's crazy? We didn't even get a chance to smoke together. We haven't smoked together. Meaning like when we met back then, we didn't get a chance to smoke together. I didn't start smoking until I was in 8th grade, and then we fucking lost connects. Like we didn't lost contact in like high school, right?
Right, because you went to Stanford High.
I went to West Hill for a year.
No, I went to West Hill for a year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I got kicked out.
I got kicked out. What is he talking? I went to Times Out here.
I don't know what the fuck any of y'all talking about.
So we lost connection. It was a big high school. So when you
who went to the preppy school? Who went to the?
We went to the same school and we both got kicked out.
So we got kicked out of high school. We got the 9th grade, right? Both got kicked. I got kicked out the first quarter. Got sent to Bridgeport.
Okay.
Still, I went to placement. I'm lying. I went to placement first.
Which sounds worse.
Right. Sorry, but I went to placement for almost 2 years. So when I got out, I'm like 16 or so, and I went to AIT. So I go to AIT for a semester and a half before they got rid of me and sent me to Bridgeport. I didn't do nothing wrong, but my mother moved to Bridgeport. I didn't do nothing wrong this time.
He had to throw that shit in there.
I didn't do that. I did something wrong. I beat the dude up. Oh, you jumped the dude. He kept talking junk.
Oh, so you did. That
was in West Hill. But after I
went now I actually believe you now because you said I did do something wrong in the other place. So now I actually do believe.
But when I made it to the other place, it was just where I was living that situation. They found out I was living in Bridgeport.
See, what had happened was
right.
I got kicked out for selling weed.
I figured. Yeah, I figured a bit other something else, selling something. Your hustling mentality.
Always.
When you start the customs, what's up with the customs?
All right, so my boy Don J, shout out to Don J. We grew up with him too, and he did 3 of Pop Smoke murals in Brooklyn, and he also does bottles for like Bel Air. He does the Bel Air bottles, and when I really started going heavy with the brand, I said, "Yo, Donnie, man, I need some shit. I need a dope pair of kicks. I need a couple bottles, because art, music, and weed, they're intertwined. So when people were to come up to my table, I wanted some conversation pieces, some dope stuff for them to look at and enjoy. People want an experience, you know what I'm saying? So, and I love art, bro. I got 3 more of those bottles at home.
Yo, Hush, you see these things?
Yeah, those look fire.
You seen the Easy-E joints he did, right?
Yeah, I saw the Easy-E joints. Oh, let me see.
The Easy-E joints were crazy. Shout out to Don J. Yo, Don J goes hard.
How much? I don't drink anymore. How much is this bottle? Like
those are $1,000 bottles.
Okay, the liquor itself is $1,000.
Oh, itself? No, that's like a $30 bottle. But with my boy's art on it, that's a $1,000 bottle.
Dope.
Yeah, nah, it's fire.
Yeah, he's real talented, man. He works with the kids too.
What's his name?
His name is Donnie.
Don J.
Don J. They call him Don J. At the real Don J. Look him up. Check his work out.
Okay. And you do work with him?
As far as we vibe, we chill. You know what I'm saying? We do art together. I go to his events and stuff like that.
So who's doing these?
That's Donnie.
Okay, so you don't do any of the custom work.
Nah, not me. I don't do none of that. I just come up with the ideas and the concepts and tell him, and he just runs wild with them.
So, and what do you do with these sneakers?
I'm gonna hand them down to my kids. Hopefully, they hand them down to their kids.
I thought you were like making custom sneakers and selling them and shit. I thought you were like.
I'll sell them. Everything's for sale except loyalty, respect, and love. So if you want to offer up on these kicks, let me know.
So Herban Legends, besides being like a cannabis obviously provider, you know what I'm saying? Are you like a caregiver?
Hell yeah.
Okay, how many patients you got?
A lot.
A lot. As many as you can have in Connecticut.
Hey, listen. We the people, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? If you need caregiving, get at your boy.
Yo, give care.
You know what I'm saying?
If you need caregiving, I will give care.
Shout out to my guy Mike at Infused Productions.
That's
man.
the homie,
Mike's
man.
the man, yo.
That's the homie. I was on the phone with Mike earlier today. We got an event coming up. I'll tell you about it freely because you're probably gonna get involved in it. It's gonna be some dope shit. Yeah, Mike's the homie. Mike's been on the show. He's been on the show. He left a whole bunch of weed here one time.
Just when you say caregiver, that's the first person that pops in my head because he's got the something on his IG with caregiver.
Mass caregivers.
Yeah, mass caregivers. Yeah,
mass caregivers.
Exactly.
That's Mike out there. Mike's a good ass dude. He's actually coming back on the show in like a month from now because we got like a big thing we're gonna do.
Did you go to Homie Collective last year?
I did not, but I'll be there this year.
That shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'll be there this year. I know Mike's helping out with that as well. So Herban Legends though, I need to get. So all this merch you have. Are you trying to have like a merch company as well? Are you trying when I say that shit, you're like, I don't know. I just have a bunch of hats. I like cool shit. I think that shit is dope. Look, the beef and broccoli. It's just no, it is. But you came up here with so I was under the impression that you did do this. I mean, it doesn't make a difference either way. But then not only that, Hush, he walks in with piles of merch. We've done 50 of these things so far. You brought more merch than anyone's brought so far. Look at. You got the free weed.
Nah, their branding go crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
So, people see me wear this. They're like, oh, where's the free weed? Yeah, we give out free weed. Everything's free. All donation based. But also, it's like, when your boy gets locked up, free the weed. You know what I'm saying? Free the weed.
Yeah, so you selling these shirts online or you sell them just where?
So I got a website, urbanlegends.net.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
You could get stuff on there, but just hit me in the DM. I don't gotta pay no stupid Shopify fees and all that. You know what I mean?
What's the final goal of Herban Legends? What do you want it to become?
I always scream fuck corporate cannabis. When I say that, I mean the pigs. You know what I'm saying? The money hungry, the Monsantos, everybody that was stomping on our necks when it was frowned upon, and now they want to cash in. That's what I mean. But people like me, and I know a fucking whole dictionary book full of other people that deserve their place in the legal market, and we coming for that eventually. Any way we could get it, we're gonna get it. But until then, I never needed permission to sell weed, so I ain't gonna ask. And I've tried to in Connecticut. I applied for my licensing. It's a lottery.
A lottery for what?
It's basically, they say it's a random lottery. You put in a application, they put your name in a bucket, and they pick hats. But the thing is that you could put in as many applications as you want per person. So if you're a Curaleaf and you know me, you could be like, because I'm a social equity applicant.
Okay.
So you could be like, let's put in some ads.
I was going to ask about social equity. Is that because you have cannabis cases?
Cannabis cases where I grew up.
Does Connecticut have social equity?
Yeah, social equity, exactly. So now you could put in 1,000 apps under my name. Plus all the live. It's just not a fair shot, man. We just want our fair shot, and it should be one application per person. One per person. That's it. Make it fair.
So basically, what you're saying is, there's no way as a little guy, quote unquote, you could even with your hustling acumen, you still can't go out there and there's no possible fucking way you can fight someone that has millions of dollars that can get all these fucking.
Right now in CT, nah, not right now. Hopefully it changes. I just wasted a ton of money on it, and I just felt a certain type of way, the way it went down. So.
I think that's what they try to do too. Is they try to I think I don't know what's going on down there, but what's going on up here is they sell eighths and shit in some of these dispensaries for $10, $13 and stuff like that. It's the worst weed you could ever fucking smoke. It's from 3 years ago, dried the fuck out. It's beaster packs in the back of warehouses. We know the fucking deal. But people that don't know the deal will gladly pay $13 for that moldy fucking weed, that shit. But what I think they're doing it, and they're doing that shit to get rid of all the trappers. Because then once they get rid of all the middlemen, the trappers and shit like that, like a lot of plugs are out. They're dry. You know what I'm saying? Like the price got too much. They flooded too much into it, and like people couldn't keep up because they got to eat, so they got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Not many people aren't working right now. Like they're like, not that trapping isn't work, but you know what I mean? Like on the books, W-2s, that kind of shit, because they got kind of almost bought out. But what's going to happen is as soon as everyone's gone, those $13 ace are going by. You know what I'm saying? The cheapest ace you're going to be able to buy is $35 now, that same bullshit fucking weed. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be basically in Walmart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, there's going to be nothing. There's going to be nothing that anyone can do about it, because the dude that would give you the eighth for fucking 25 and you could pay me when you get paid, that dude's working at fucking Amazon now. And then they can do that. So it's kind of like the same thing when they have all these small businesses that are trying to like pay the social equity. Let's say it's $1,000, it's probably more, but $1,000 each application, you do it 5 times, $5,000. You know what I mean? You can't
try to wear you out.
It's like motherfuckers with lawyers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just keep putting the case off, you just got to keep paying your lawyer. And eventually you can't pay him no more. Okay, we'll go to court now. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. Like it's how they get rid of you.
I mean, my thing is, first of all, there's no getting rid of me. And second of all, I always believe that the cream always rises to the top. Quality, the only way you can separate yourself in this market is quality, right? People want to smoke good weed.
Branding.
Yeah, there's people that don't care about the weed they're smoking. That's them. But there's a certain market of people that do care, right?
There is, the two markets. There's a market that actually cares, like us, and then the market that doesn't, that wants to just buy whatever the fuck is the cheapest to buy. They'll do that.
And I want to also shout out, all my peoples that fuck with me, because, these dispensaries, they're not going to let you hold a half till next Friday.
No, I said it all the time.
So I show my people's love. People show me love. I just feel like I got a good thing going and people fuck with me. They know what I bring to the table, and I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't care about these corporations bringing this Walmart weed in. It don't stress me out at all. I do this, and
no fear.
It's just
bring it on.
That's it.
Right.
I'm not worried.
I'm standing right the fuck here. Take your
bro.
best fucking shot.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's because you probably got other things going on. You got other hustles. People that only trapped, they're back working construction, brother. I know this because I know them. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking because I know them. Because it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, the game has chapters. You got to adjust to the market too. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I get
survive the drought. I wish you well. Survive the drought. I wish you well. You know that Jay-Z line? That's that whole shit. Like it's what's the chapter you're in? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's gonna be another chapter. You know what I'm saying? Where it's crazy. They need to deschedule this shit already. Point blank. Period. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, take it back to how it was.
You think that's what Biden's about to do?
He's trying to get elected. He could pull some shit like that. I wouldn't mind it. Deschedule it. Make it like fucking oregano or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just fucking sell that shit on the market. You know what I mean? Do your thing. We could grow it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? People could fine tune.
They're never gonna do that. You're out of your fucking mind. They're not gonna do that. If they deschedule it, all that's gonna do is be like, okay, it's not. You're not gonna get arrested for it anymore. But now the only ones that can sell it is us.
Well, no. So they rescheduled it. Right?
Yeah.
So in my eyes, deschedule.
Well, they didn't reschedule it yet.
Oh, it's on the. They're talking about it.
Yeah, it's.
But to my eyes, when they say deschedule, means that's not even on any kind of drug radar, no list, nothing. It's just like a crop. You know what I mean?
You guys know why cannabis is illegal in the first place, right?
Reefer Madness.
Well, William H. Hurst and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking the guy, the
lumber
newspaper conglomerate and shit like that. You know, all that shit.
Fact.
So that's still a thing, though. You know what I mean? Like
but it's because the pharmaceutical.
Yeah, it is changing, but that is still like the reason why cannabis was illegal, or because it wasn't illegal until like the 50s or some shit like that, and it became illegal because Randolph Hearst, the guy who owned all the newspapers and shit like that, and he owned all the lumber companies. What he would do is he'd have the fucking lumber to cut down to chop and make the fuck. It was vertically integrated, the whole thing. So hemp grows 100 times faster. It's stronger. It's everything better. So they wanted to get hemp illegal. So they just did they wrapped it all in the same fucking thing. They did a bunch of racist shit. Marijuana wasn't a real word. Marijuana is fucking like a made up propaganda word. It's like it's Mexican bullshit. It's not even real. They didn't start calling shit marijuana until like they wanted to have. Basically, what it was black people were smoking marijuana and raping white women. That's not what was happening, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And what that did was that pushed the fucking reefer madness, which pushed it into making cannabis and hemp illegal, which is what they wanted to do the whole fucking time. Which it really didn't have to do with drugs. It was to do with this newspaper guy. Right. Who wanted, like, hemp is like, you seen hemp, you can't burn hemp. Like when you, like, they put the fucking, they build the houses out of it, and they put the blowtorch to it.
Hempcrete.
You see that shit? Yeah. They put the blowtorch to it for like an hour, and it doesn't even like mark it.
Don't burn nothing.
It's like fucking crazy.
Clothes.
Like all that shit.
Come on, man.
You know how clothes have plastic in them and shit? Because like the fibers are like it's crazy.
Stretchy.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like when they make a fiber, like it's a million other fibers that are like spun and then that's spun and that's spun and those things are spun together. You know what I'm saying?
Mixture.
But in that original mixture, those microscopic threads of hair is plastic.
I never knew.
In with cotton, and it says it on the back of your. It's like if you look at the.
Gotta read the label.
Yeah, look the red. Yeah, it's like that polyurethane blend and polyester blend and all that shit's all plastics, bro.
Look, like, is that a 2X? All right, take it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. It's crazy, but that's what's going on though, man. So all right, Keenan.
What's up?
Put the book down, man. Why we're gonna get to the book. He's like, I fucking wrote this book. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it.
No, I'm cool.
Hush, what do you think Keenan's book's about? Yeah, you gotta guess.
Drake?
Nah. I was gonna say probably with marijuana laws and like coming up from the projects and making a brand.
Is that what your book's about?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so. All right, so
next book.
What? That was an idea for a book. So let's start like at the beginning. All right, where you from?
I'm from Stanford.
Stanford.
This froze or something. I gotta turn it back on or something.
That works anyways, cause.
I'm gonna stop it right.
Yep. All right, you were saying you're from Stanford. That's where you started out. Tell me a little bit about your background, your teenage years.
My teenage years. Well, I was running around.
I mean, I assume that this is in the book. I would assume.
Right.
So that's why I'm
right.
Okay.
So when I got out of placement.
Okay.
Because I went to placement partially because I got kicked out of school. I was hustling.
And placement is like the juvenile high school.
Right. No,
it's like
living facilities.
Okay.
You live, you go there, you get visits.
Okay. All right. So you were fucking up hardcore.
I was locked in, so I had a trouble history going back and forth in and out of detention.
What are you doing back then? Why are you in trouble so early?
So early. Why am I in trouble? I'm in trouble because I had a mother who was extremely loving, gave plenty of guidance, but it was just me and her.
Okay, but what are you doing? Like, how are you lashing out? That's getting you in so much trouble that you're in placement.
Trying to chase $1.
Okay. All right.
So I'm selling hard.
Okay.
Base, cook up, however people.
What age?
I caught my first cell charge. I was 11.
Oh shit. Okay, so you're in the real shit.
Right. So when we was in school, 6th grade, I was stealing cars already, driving to school, had bread.
Did you know that about him when he was that old?
Nah, I know he was fucking the homie, and he was fucking, definitely was a badass in school. You know.
But you didn't know about like his child life and his.
Nah, we would get up. He would come to my house sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go to his house.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So you didn't know. That's one of those crazy things, though, like how people don't. The parallels that people don't know, like.
Yeah, it is.
It's frozen again. So yeah, we had a little technical difficulty there, so I forget exactly where the fuck we left off. But we're talking about you being in placement.
Right.
You 11 years old.
Right.
Already selling crack.
Right.
Already selling coke. Already in the street.
Right.
You guys are going to school together, 6th grade, 7th grade.
6th grade.
You guys are hanging out, but you don't know that this dude is on this. You know he's doing shit, but you don't know because you're in fucking 6th grade. You didn't even fucking understand.
Right.
Which is crazy because you don't even smoking weed, and obviously you're smoking by then. Obviously by 6. So you live in a completely different life.
Correct.
What is it like when you go to his house?
It was cool because he had a nice house. Like, it wasn't nothing to worry about over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice backyard. I come over there. It was love between he and I. And we, were age appropriate for the time we were together.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't pulling up with guns and crack bundles and
but
shit
that's
like
crazy.
that.
Will you leave him at the house?
Nah, I probably had it in my pocket. Because I had to ride all the way over there or walk.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So basically, like, you're living the wire. You're like fucking out in the street living the wire. Then like, all right, 7 o'clock. I'm done selling crack for the day. I'm gonna go over to Marcy's house and fucking go eat some food with the parents.
Right, I'm gonna go over here and chill with Marcy for a little while. Then I know about this time it's gonna pick up, and I gotta be back. That's kind of how it was, cause I want to be out here.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You're living like a double life. That's wild shit. Cause I guess in Connecticut, cause like we were saying earlier, if you've been to the area they're talking about, literally, you can stand like in one place. You can throw a fucking rock and hit a fucking mansion, and you can throw a rock in the other direction and hit a project. It's fucking. It's wild.
Across
like,
the street,
you take the wrong left,
it's over.
It's fucking.
You know what's even crazier? So the last time I seen him in 8th grade, we didn't even see each other in high school. We went to the same high school, did we?
Yeah.
I was ripping and running.
Because we was in AIT,
that.
and I was only there for. Remember, Erica was there.
No, I'm talking about West Hill.
Oh, West Hill. Yeah, we didn't see each other.
Did you graduate high
We
school?
went to West Hill the same.
No, I got my GED,
year,
then
and
I
don't
went
even
to
remember
college.
seeing you.
So when did you start getting in trouble? How'd that start happening?
How?
What is your book about?
My book is really about the value of life and decision making.
Okay, what's it called?
I love you and I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
Well, the title comes from my mother and my father. My father died when I was 7, and my mother died when I was 22 in prison. And they both told me before they died, I love you and I'm sorry. So that hunted me for my years in there.
They both told you that separately?
Yeah.
Not knowing that the other one said that?
Not knowing.
So what do you think that means?
I'm not sure. I'm still trying to come to grips with it. But that phrase, that title is like embedded in me. Like, and I went through life being sorry for a lot of things I did or made my mom feel or family felt or maybe decisions I made. And also being told I love you and I'm sorry by life.
What I'm thinking too is hearing that, just the way it hit me right there, was that everybody who does this shit, whatever it is, going through it, not doing the right thing, let's put it that way.
Right.
Make it sound easier, better. Eventually when they get to the end and they know it's time,
Right.
everyone wants to apologize. That's just what it
Bubble
That's
down
just what hit. That's just all it came down to right there. At the very end, we all know what the fuck it is. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Sorry.
We can say whatever we want right now. But at the end, we all know what the fuck it is. Because I'm already fighting that kind of thing right there. I'm already trying to say I'm sorry for a lot of shit, and I've already gone through those phases in my life a little bit where I've had to say apologize to people for things. Whether it's right or wrong, I thought they were wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, regardless, I thought they needed apologies. And that's something that, it's just one of those things that, like, hearing that, it just almost, like, just fucking nailed it home for me of like, yep, that's what it is. When you're ready to face that fucking decision, that end one.
That final one. Because I end up telling her that when I went in, like, Ma, I love you and I'm sorry. I ain't listen.
I never seen a man cry till I seen that man die. That's
Right.
what that whole song's about. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that same shit. Like, it ain't till the very end when you're like, oh, fuck. Like,
I should have maybe did
something
something different.
you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I can't pretend to the mirror.
Had I known.
Can we see the cover of the book right there? Like
Definitely.
where the bottles are? You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in that.
If you just put it up later.
Like that?
Later.
Oh, okay.
No, that was good standing up.
Got it. I'll put this bottle behind it.
Got you.
What I was gonna say is, so we saw each other in high school, whatever, bumped into each other. We separated ways, and then the next time I seen him was in jail, and he was fighting that case.
What are you in jail for at the time?
I went to jail for assault first, conspiracy, carrying pistol without permit, robbery.
I was going to ask you if you have
other
violent crimes.
charges. Well, yeah.
Okay. Were you a violent person?
No.
No, when you hadn't have to be just at all.
I wasn't a violent person. I mean, I defended myself if I needed to, but I wasn't a violent person. Some people go about it in the violent mythology, but that wasn't the case. I was more similar to him, and that's why we always connected, because I was more about that money and not trying to make drama so that I could lose the money. I want to keep getting the money. Things move smoother when there is nobody getting hurt.
So, all right. Can you go over what you went to jail for again? I'm sorry. It was a lot, though.
Right. I went to jail basically for shooting and robbing somebody. That's what
Okay.
it bubbled down to.
Okay. Excellent. Well, not excellent, but, that's easier. So you are in jail for litany of charges, shooting and robbing somebody. Why are you visiting him in jail?
No, I was in jail.
Are you in jail too?
Jail too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in jail, and I just want to say, yo, I don't know if I tell you this, but so my first night in there, my first or second night, I was fucked up. $500,000 bond.
Jesus Christ.
And we were in the high blind blocks. And I'm fucked up. I wake up in the morning.
We didn't see each other yet.
I go out to eat, and then I hear somebody yell out, "My government." Loud as fuck, "My government." I'm like, what? Who the fuck is that? Turn around, it's this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, God was like, yo, you gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that too.
Yeah, I've only been in jail once, and within 3 minutes of in there, I ran to somebody that I knew, like, well, and it was almost the same thing. It was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be
a little bit of comfort.
It's gonna be all right. Like, it ain't like I'm already good. Like, you know, it was
Your
good.
mind start coming to ease.
Yeah, because it was ugly. It was ugly.
I was already in
us.
there for a minute, and was that after the trial or
You were going to trial.
I was going to trial.
So you're going to trial. You're fighting this case. Do you mind telling us what it was? I mean, do you like
the case was?
Yeah, like what like.
The case was somebody got robbed, somebody got shot, and they said it was me.
And it wasn't you.
It really wasn't.
Well, you're out of jail right now, obviously.
Yeah, right.
We're not saying. I feel like I don't want to say. I don't know
There's
what
nothing you can say about the case because I already did all the time.
I already did all right.
It really wasn't me, but you put in a predicament where they like, we know you know who it was, so just tell us, because we got other people saying it was these people, but we don't really know them or their names.
Have you been exonerated?
Nah, I've been fighting that case the whole time.
You're still fighting it now.
At this moment, I'm not actually pursuing it, but I still advocate for myself because at this point, I have nothing to lie about.
Yeah.
Either you did or you didn't. I didn't.
How much time you do?
I did 18 years, 18 summers, 17 years, 9 months, 18
Motherfucker,
summers.
huh?
Yep.
Holy shit. Wow, like, I don't... You have, like, a really calm demeanor, too, for someone that did 18 fucking years in prison. Because you figure people come out of prison, people are always worried about people just being violent.
Right.
I mean, because prison's a violent fucking place. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of violent fucking people in a small quarters with very little resources, and everyone's fighting over the very little resources. There's nothing else to be but violent.
Right.
So when you live in that for so long, you come out and to not be a violent person is a real testament.
It's a real experience.
So what's it like doing 18 years for a crime you didn't commit?
Well, growing up, you go in there at 18, 19, you come home at 37.
Jesus
So going
Christ.
through those years, you really find yourself in prison or you don't.
Is that why you started growing your hair?
No, I already had my hair. When I went, I had my hair.
How long you been growing that hair for?
24 years.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah. So you find yourself, you grow up in different situations and you don't handle them all good and you start to adapt to one or two mindsets. Either you're going to be like these bozos who are wasting their time doing nothing and going to do so for the next 20 years, or you're going to embrace the idea and the concepts of education and growth and doing what you got to do to be best prepared to function out in the world when you get there.
Okay, all right.
Winners win, losers lose. So that was my mentality. So even in that situation, I feel like I operated in the 1%.
Yeah, I mean that's a lesson in life right there too. If anyone is listening to that, like you can't change what you can't change.
Right.
The sooner you learn that, like just sometimes you got to be in shitty fucking
But
situations that suck. It's the fucking worst. You can sit there and bitch about it, or you can. This is my situation now.
But as you get older, you learn how to navigate those a little more and
Yeah.
try to step different.
yeah.
You know?
That definitely comes with age. I mean, because also getting in fights when you're older, like that shit hurts, and like you don't heal as fast, and fuck yeah, maybe you'll beat me, but maybe you're not gonna see right for the rest of your life. Maybe I'll win, but you're not gonna walk right. It's fucking. Someone might die.
Right.
Someone might fucking die. Like wrong hit, wrong fall, wrong trip, anything. Man. It's quick too. Fucking bang. So shit. So when you start writing a book, what made you want to write a book?
Well, I didn't want to write a book.
You didn't want to write one.
Nah, I didn't want to write one, but it came like this. I wrote like a half a novel, like a hood book, fiction, and I sent it to my sister, and she's like, finish it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to finish it, but it ain't sit right with me because even though it was a great book and read, where I was trying to go with my life, that wasn't it.
Okay.
So a little time passed, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna start writing again. So I wrote 20 pages. The first 20 pages was so powerful to me that I put the book down for 2 years.
Okay.
In between those 2 years, I went to school for machine technology. Part of general studies is I had to take psychology and sociology. When I took those two classes, they rocked something in place, and I understood my life.
Is this in prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I did that, I understood my life, and I was able to better interpret it. Along the way, I met a clinical psychologist named Dr. Ernest C. Garlington. He's in there serving a 30-year sentence. Shout out to him because he got a book called Roots of a Man, but his wife had 10 books, and his son had a book. So when he read the 20 pages, and he said, yo, you need to finish this, I took him seriously because, look.
Yeah. If he knows how to do it.
Right. If he's saying to finish it, he got a book. Bet.
So, for someone that doesn't read, why would I want to read your book?
You will read this book because, to be honest with you, this is an adventurous tale. It reads like maybe one of your best movies that you love, but it's real. This was my life.
It's your life story.
It's my life.
Autobiography?
Yes.
Can you give me give me like something out of the book that's interesting?
Whether I got something for everybody in there. So whether I'm talking to you about one of my escapades, running through the streets, being because the way I got introduced to hustling in many ways came from my older cousins, and they used to send me on missions, like dropping errands, dropping weed here, and that's how I started learning about weed because I used to open up the manila envelopes.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Before you know it, I found out.
Yeah.
But it's like any great movie you read, that was your favorite book.
So you got basically, as the first half is like the story of like all the wrong, and then it's the redemption at the end of like you changing your mind.
Right.
Did you finish
Metamorphosis.
Did you finish it in prison?
I actually wrote 9 books in prison.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I'm just putting my first one out now, and I could write 9 more because life has been good to me too.
This is like an actual book. This isn't like it's just when people like I wrote a book. Usually it's like it's like a small like you know what I'm saying?
Pamphlet.
Yeah, this is like an actual. How many pages is this? Like 200 pages? Yeah.
Something like that.
Jesus Christ! And you went through the whole process of learning how to get it published.
Right. So in jail, I also had a cellie named Eric Brown. He was someone who I grew close with, ended up becoming one of my guys. He also wrote a book while we were cellies together. So when I was writing this book, and I was wrapping it up, he was starting another one. So I was giving him what he needed to know about writing books, because at that time, once you go through it, you learn it. I came home before him, a year before him, but he was in there and he published his book first. And when he did that, we were going back and forth, and he was putting me on like, yo, you got to communicate with these people. You could go about it like this, that, and the third, because he had some resources that I didn't have at the time.
Where can you get this book?
This book is available on Amazon by my name. If you type in Keenan Corley, KeenanCorley, the book will pop right up. And or you can IG me and hit me at Keenan Corley, Corley, and I'll ship it to you.
Do you guys work together in like the cannabis game?
I mean, I'm his
You're
general.
You're his guy.
I'm his guy. I'm here to support him 100%. So yeah, but
and I asked the only reason
I'm here to support.
The only reason I asked that is because like when I called him up to come and do the show, he was like, "I'm gonna bring my guy. I want to make sure I get him on the thing and everything." And it's just cool that he believes in you that much.
Right.
That's why I wanted to bring that up, because like someone that's that good of a friend that wanted to drive 3 hours with you to make sure that he could have said, "No, I want the full hour for myself," and he's like, "No, I want to make sure I give some to my guy." That's a pretty good friendship and a pretty powerful thing. Yeah. So what do you plan on doing with all the books and stuff? What's your next, like, what's your mission statement? What's your plan?
So there are great things to come. This book will eventually be a movie. Shout out to Gucci Gang, Gambino.
When you say like Gucci, you mean like the Atlanta rapper?
No. That's one of my brothers.
Okay.
And he's into production and stuff like that. So we're gonna turn this thing into a movie. We're gonna make the other books come to life too, because I got different genres of books.
Okay.
I have poetry books, books about relationships, because in there nobody goes through more relationships than someone in that situation, whether it be with the people in there or the people who come into your life from in the world.
Okay. If there's anything that you want to tell people about this book to get them to want to go buy it, what would you like to tell them?
This book is written for the culture, by the culture. We all got a story to tell, and there's something in there for everyone. It's relatable to all, and it's going to inspire you. It's going to make you smile, and it's going to make you a little upset at certain points. But that's the basis of every good movie.
Man, that's dope right there. That's dope, man. And congratulations on not only getting out of jail and just turning your life around, you know what I'm saying? Also finding something that you love to do and moving forward with that. I have to ask about the hair. When did it start? Why?
So, you know, in my neighborhood in Stanford, at the time, it kind of was like a community thing. Everybody kind of had them. But in addition to that, my family, my Uncle Star, shout out to him, he's in Jamaica. He got deported.
I know some
over this
Jamaicans
weed.
and Haitians,
You know,
sometimes they keep the dreads long.
Right. He really gave his life to this weed stuff. And they put him back for it.
I had a homie that had dreads down past his ass, and when he finally cut them off, he buried them. Like, they had like a ceremony and shit. And
Right.
They buried them
I can
because it's
imagine.
like the energy and the power and knowledge and all that shit. Yeah, it was I went to it. It was the whole fucking thing. Buried it in his backyard. Fucking crazy. Haitians. Crazy thing. But yeah, true. Fucking, how long is your hair?
My hair is over 6 feet long.
Yeah, I was going to say it's as long as
If I
fuck.
take it out of the strings, I'm going to be standing on it.
I was say, how tall are
Just
you?
I'm 6'1".
It's
still- it's down.
It's
Earlier, I was walking, I closed the car door and was like, oh my God.
That's fucked up.
Fucker.
So, yo, tell me about this. PIFCon.
PIFCon. Yo, if you love haze, if you love Piff, you gotta come to PIFCon. This is gonna be a convention.
Okay.
A haze convention. There's people flying in from all over the world. Shout out to Piff Coast Farms.
This is your event?
No. This is so I'll be there.
You'll be
I'll
there.
be there. Yeah, I'll be there. But shout out to For Life Entertainment. If you love haze, this is where you gotta be. June 2nd in Queens.
June 2nd in Queens.
Yeah.
That's a Spencer event.
Yeah, Spencer. You
I
already know.
didn't even know about it. Who's gonna be? It's all there's no performances though. It's all just it's like a sesh.
It's a convention.
Convention.
Haze convention.
Haze convention. The
Yeah,
world's
for the
like,
haze lovers.
what can people find there?
You're never gonna
Haze.
see that much haze in one room ever anywhere in the world. Put
So
it that way.
so I should not bring Kush.
I mean, you could bring whatever you want, but be prepared to smell a lot of church in the air. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that poulet.
What's
My
your
guy
favorite?
right here loves the haze.
I was gonna say Jamaicans love haze, man. It's
Loves
just,
the haze.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's one of those things.
I gotta
that-
lie to him and be like, yeah, it's haze.
Right.
But you can't tell.
No, I can tell.
That's what the hell you
I'm like, that's not haze.
Of course you can tell.
I take a few pulls anyway just to make them smile.
Fuck it. What's your favorite kind of haze?
I just love the purple.
Okay.
You know, that for me,
The-
like, I'm locked in because before I left, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So when I come home and they got all this extra stuff, I don't like it.
Before purple haze back in the day was like the weed.
Right.
Can you even get purple haze?
You can get it. It's not
Yeah.
easy to
PIFCon,
get.
come to PIFCon.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen purple haze. I haven't seen that shit in 15 years. Like
It's
it's been
there.
it's been a, it's
We're
been
gonna
a,
have
it's
to
been a
get you
long. Yeah, I would actually love to have some
I
purple
wish
haze.
I'd have known that before
Yeah,
I came.
I didn't even. That's not even in my fucking wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's
Like
too
it's been
many
so
options out
long.
here.
Yeah, it's like been so.
I'm like,
That's
and I'm
what
like,
we
why
came
would
up
you want
on. That's
anything
the
else?
first shit I smoked, haze.
That's what I'm saying.
the
Yeah,
first shit I ever smoked.
I get all the shit. You put specifically purple. I just haven't. I haven't. I'm racking my brain now. I mean, I get pretty much everything across the board. Something I haven't fucking really seen
But you
or
know
thought
what?
of.
So in our town, it was like that's the thing. Everybody has their different variations of haze. We called haze. Everything was haze basically. But then you got the piff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The piff was the piff.
So what we're gonna do right now too at 6:18. Hush wants to leave at 6:30. I want to get you guys to do this little Drake conversation. Hush, you're gonna leave that camera for a minute. Is that possible? No, you can't. We'll shut it off, and I'll put the other camera up.
The one thing too is I don't know why this got grainy for a second. So I don't know if you want to keep it like this, and I'll just use the main joints.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you want to talk to this guy about Drake before I finish this off with these guys?
Aubrey.
I ain't got not Drake. What is the reason? Oh, I don't got no Drake. We already talked about Drake. So the thing is, y'all seen Diddy and Cassie? You
I
that
seen
video?
a little
Oh,
bit of the
shit.
thing. When he had the blanket on or something like that.
Nah,
No.
you ain't seen the new shit?
Nah.
There's new shit
There's
blanket.
more?
You seen the new one, right?
There's a new one. There's one when he kicks from the face, right?
Yeah.
What is
They'll
the,
go
what kind of
kick it.
series
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this?
What?
You didn't see the one that kicked you in the
I'm
face?
talking about
Nah.
by the elevator.
Oh,
I saw
God.
Yeah, the
snake.
elevator. Yeah.
See that? I ain't see that
So the
one.
blanket one, like that one, like after the kicking one came out, people were talking about how the blanket one is actually fucked up because they realized how abusive the shit was. Like, so all right, so I'm gonna fill you in. So the video now is 2016. Diddy's in a towel and flip flops. It's in a public hotel hallway. He walks up, he grabs Cassie by the hair, throws her on the ground, fucking field goal kicks her, and then he's just dragging her, like some crazy shit. And then he made an apology, and people were saying the apology just looked like I don't know, mad rehearsed. Like,
It did. We were watching it yesterday. We were laughing. Well, 2 days ago, we were laughing our asses off. And it was even funnier what it is the apology. Like, if you look above his head, it's like he's clearly somewhere that's not America. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Bali or some shit. Yeah, it's some shit out there. He's like, he's not in America. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry for all this shit. Yeah. And he's like, good luck finding me. I'm over here with Russell Simmons, like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Fucking underage boys and shit.
The interesting thing about that though is he has multiple cases coming up, but he settled with Cassie with the crazy lawsuit, probably 30 mil or more or something, because she knew what it was, but they can't use that evidence against him in the new cases. So like,
yeah, they can because
find a way.
because he doesn't have. His that lawsuit is a personal lawsuit. She has a gag order on her. But if his actual crime was committed, you could be indicted by the feds. You could be indicted by the police.
The hotel could actually sue him.
But what I just said though, like the feds or the police can easily indict somebody. That lawsuit case is a fucking. That's not like a legal case. It's civil. Yeah, it's not like a legal.
Yeah,
that's not legal. Really what that is if she talks about him, he can now take that money back and she can sue her. Yeah, that's what that is. It's not nothing legal, but she won't go to jail or anything.
So this is
she can say what the fuck she wants.
Thing, like a couple episodes back, I was talking to him and I was like, "Yo, when Diddy actually goes to trial, that's just gonna be like OJ level."
See, he's 30 years old. He wasn't around when OJ was around. He don't get it.
Bro,
like,
you don't think Diddy?
He don't get it. There's no context for him to even. He never saw Mike Tyson fight.
Yes,
Lennox Lewis the very end. He never saw Mike Tyson really fight. He never saw Jordan play. He never saw these things. So he has no context to these things. So we just gotta like let him like.
Hey, Diddy's a billionaire, bro.
Y'all
think the OJ case?
OJ Simpson, they stopped the world. I'm telling you, bro. Every single station. Bro, they took us out of class to go to the auditorium to watch the fucking like the.
I think what Diddy did,
the verdict,
did
yeah.
are on two different
levels too, but also just like the way America was at that time. There was no internet yet.
Well,
like it just like it was like
the
world stopped.
No, I understand that, but Diddy's definitely as famous or more famous.
That had nothing to do with fame, bro. And to be honest with you, he wasn't. OJ was. That line that Jay-Z says, "I'm not black, I'm OJ," is Nas actually wrote that in the New York Times. Yeah. That's an actual real thing. OJ said that.
Yeah,
that's because OJ was so popular in America. Like he was so popular, and that's when.
On his life, so
but that's you gotta understand. You're looking at the context of 2000s in the 1980s when black people weren't on television, they weren't in the movies, they weren't doing anything. So there was no black people any fucking where. Anywhere, any fucking where, and he was like one of the first only ones. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you have to like put things into perspective of when they were. Like this is a time where like it ain't flying. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, don't hit women, yo. Facts.
Don't hit women and don't kill women. Don't fucking just
don't be violent.
Don't be violent towards anybody, bro. Like
love the women.
So Diddy's a billionaire, but like he has a lot of shit going on because I don't know what cases going on, but people also think like his ex-wife Kim Porter, like he was like abusing her and shit. And, like,
people think he killed her.
That's what I'm saying. So like Diddy's like I don't even know. Like he got mad shit coming.
The game just came out on someone's part. I think No Jumper saying that Diddy asked him to kill Drake.
Yeah, I just seen that.
And then,
but I don't know if that's real.
No, and then I went in the comments, right, and they go no, because they're saying that Game's a snitch, and in the comments it goes no, Drake. I mean, Game already rapped about this. So I go to the song. It's called like 1 a.m. in Toronto, where the fuck it is. The game.
Are you talking about the one?
It's a game song. It's a game song.
Yeah. It's called like 100 or something.
It's called 100. Yeah. If you heard the song, it starts out as he goes. Diddy told me to wet that, like he told me to come go get that. Like he says that right in the song, like right in the song, like
I know that the Game said that it's like a story that he made up, but now
no, it's not. He said like if you go back and read the lyrics, like
Drake, a vest for Hush.
Yeah. So he says all that, and that's actually true.
Now it comes out that it's
true. Yeah. So Game was just Game was doing game shit, naming everything.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Game actually said that shit.
That's crazy. I heard that.
No, I didn't see it. I saw it, but it was on like it was No Jumper or some shit like that.
I've seen the article, but I didn't see Game actually say it because I don't see Game as like the type to say that out loud. So I just want.
No, I know, but I think it was the new Vlad interview is what it's on.
Oh,
it's on Vlad. Yeah, it's on Vlad. So it's not like it's someone just said it. No, he was like on an interview.
Well,
it was like Vlad.
That's like kind of snitchy.
Well, no, because that's what I said. But then, but Game is nothing but a dry snitcher. That's like what he's. Game like name drops everybody. Like you can't have a Game verse without Game rapping about 9 motherfucking names in the fucking verse. So for Game to, when people were like, he's already rapped about that like 7 years ago, and I went back and read the lyrics, I'm like, oh, like he already did Game on this. Like we already know this. Like, you know, he says the name Diddy, he says the name Drake right in it.
I didn't hear. Did you hear either you? Any of y'all hear Game diss Rick Ross? I didn't see that.
I heard that the
You
other
heard
day.
the diss? I didn't listen to it. Was it fire or what?
It was game-ish.
Game
You
is
know,
he dropped it.
I like him, but you know he did what he does.
Game's pretty much like just gonna do
I
Game
seen,
at this point in time.
Rick Ross was like avoiding it, but then I think Game like he started posting some memes about Meek Mill, so I feel like he's just trying to get a response.
This is so crazy though. Like it's what hip hop is now. It's like, and then Rick Ross was trying to avoid him, so Game was posting memes about Meek Mill, and I'm like, I want to
Hip-hop
fucking
is
just
like-
cut my head off and just fucking kick it out the window.
Hip
Like,
hop is like exploding right now. Like the whole.
but none of that is
industry
hip hop.
fucked up.
Like,
I mean,
that's
rap,
not what it
whatever you
is,
want.
bro. Like
Rap,
that's
the
that's
industry.
like some fucking pop hop shit. Like that's some
Hip-hop.
other shit. Like
No, I mean that's gangster rappers. You got Game. You got fucking.
those words,
Nas,
bro, are not
Rick
gangster.
Ross.
Like,
I'm gonna post some memes about you.
you know?
No, not
So,
that,
is there
but-
anyone that you did time with that was posting memes about people?
No.
Fucking, what you in for, dog? Yo, bro, this dude posted a meme about me.
The craziest shit, Chris, is I still don't know if you heard the Chris Brown diss yet, but
No,
out
I
of all
haven't.
these disses, Chris Brown dissing Quavo had the
I won't-
hardest, most disrespectful diss.
See, I won't listen to any of these disses.
Bro,
We heard the
listen-
Nas
listen to
Jay
the
Z
Chris
beef. We
Brown
heard the
one,
Nas
bro.
Jay Z.
I heard
That
fucking
shit was
NWA,
crazy.
NWA Easy E. I
I'm
heard.
okay with Chris Brown.
I'm
Did you
fucking.
hear that diss, bro? I'm trying to tell you, motherfuckers. Chris Brown's diss is the
But-
hardest shit out.
He's Chris Brown.
Nah, he's goaded, bro.
See, it's a different. See the connect right there is such a different like age because he's like, and you said I don't care how great it is. It's Chris Brown.
Like,
Y'all
I'm not
fuck with
listening to
Chris
this
Brown?
shit. Like I'm not taking it
nothing
seriously.
about what Chris
Yeah.
Brown talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's a gangster. I'm like, great. I don't fucking
I didn't
care.
say
Like,
that.
you're like, yeah, he's about it. He's a great rapper. He's like, you said he's like the best entertainer of all time and shit like
I
that.
didn't
Like,
say that, but I'm saying he
you just said he was a goat.
He is. He's a goat. For sure. You don't think Breezy
Oh
is
my God,
certified
that's funny.
as a
Nah,
musician?
nah. We do this shit.
As a
Like
musician?
this dude tried to tell me like last week that 50 Cent is a better lyricist than Biggie.
No, I didn't. I said he.
You see my man right
Nah.
here. Yo, y'all
Nah,
did the
shit.
show over.
He's gonna be twisting it up.
No,
I
I'm
said-
not.
I said 50's up there with Biggie because he was trying to say 50
No, he's
wasn't a
not.
good rapper.
50 is not up there with
Listen,
Biggie.
no.
See, here we go.
No,
He's
no,
not.
no.
He's
I
not.
said
Lyricist
Biggie's
is
better,
one
but
No,
50's
Get
up.
Rich or Die Trying is the classic.
Where
album.
is he up there at?
Get Rich or Die
I'm
Trying?
saying legacy-wise.
Let's
if 50
say
died right
let's
now,
say no one's talking legacy wise.
Get
We're
Rich or
talking
Die
about
Trying.
we're talking
Talking
about Get Rich Die Trying is a dope album. Let's get
Right,
that out of the way.
that's a fact.
Let's get that out of the way. There is nothing on Get Rich or Die Trying or any of his catalog after that that's even close to Bleed, even close to Story to Tell, even close to his fucking verse and goddamn fucking
I didn't
the
say he was
Bad Boy
better.
remix. The
I said
bad,
he's up
like
there.
you no.
You don't
No.
50 Cent, bro. He's
What do you
up
think?
there.
What do you think?
Listen, you bugging, bro.
You don't think Get Rich or
Don't
Die
get
Trying?
back. It's the reason why he's still here. His music from 20 years ago is still jumping like this.
Hey, yo.
I mean, he's got a good
I like
catalog.
50.
His
50
catalog
music,
is-
not a lot of his
But you're
music, not
saying
even
lyrically?
jumping
You're saying
like that.
lyrically?
Not lyrically. I'm saying
Did
just
he say
in
lyrically?
He said
general.
lyrically.
All right,
That's
so
crazy.
I didn't
Yes,
say
he made a lot of money.
Because I was like,
I
It was
said
maybe a
50 is
different
close
choice of
to
words.
Biggie.
No, you said close to him lyrically.
Yeah. I
No,
still
he's
think
not close to him lyrically.
Close to him lyrically means what?
Just he make fire ass music. Like Biggie ain't even.
You
Like,
make
I said flow wise.
50's top 5 verses wouldn't be in Big's top 30 verses.
No, I'm not saying that Big is better, but I'm saying get rid like impact wise, like.
But
Impact on who?
Sure,
50 Cent's tour.
I don't think 50 Cent music impacted anybody in
Check
that way like that. Like he make a lot of.
Yo, his tour, the Get Rich or Die Trying, the Final Lap tour, is one of only 3 tours to make 100 million ever.
yeah, but what's that gonna do with a
We're
fucking
not
music?
talking about money.
I'm saying rap wise. No, he was saying that 50, like Howard said, he said that 50 Cent wasn't that good of a rapper.
He's
I
not.
said nah. He's
He ain't
not.
say a thing wrong. What's up?
You don't think he's fire?
No.
I think he got certain pop
Certain
catchy,
catchy shit,
records,
yup.
but fire is
No.
a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, no,
50
he ain't.
fire, bro.
50
He's
is
got a couple
funny.
hits. He got a couple
Get Rich or
hits.
Die
He-
Trying
you
is a
know,
good album.
like since
I fuck with
He got a
50. I
couple
like
hits.
50.
right, he got
I
good,
like 50.
decent music that you know,
It's
bop,
just
bop,
that-
bop.
But he's not
But
Biggie.
now you talking different. Being too specific. Just say he's a good rapper. You like his music.
That's
There
the
you go.
thing. Well, that
There
was
you
Don't
go.
the
start
point.
putting him up against Big. Who's next?
Well, nah,
Who's
he was
next?
comparing it to Big. I didn't randomly say Big.
We were talking talking about it, and you said, bro, like
Because it came from King Combs. Diddy's son was dissing 50.
He don't even count.
No, that's what I said. I said he ain't really that much of a rapper.
to talk about. So we go like the funny thing is that's why we got him on the hip hop show too, because the generational difference is good for it. No, it's good for it.
No, it's good for it
because like
oh man,
but it's crazy like with the Drake Kendrick thing. Like I fuck with Kendrick's music. I don't fuck with Drake's music. I don't fuck with either disses. I don't give a shit about them. I don't care.
Like,
but Drake is nowhere in the conversation as an artist as Kendrick. Drake's like a pop rapper, like, and he's not a lyricist. He's like, he has dope lyrics. He does not have dope lyrics.
He got some good songs too, though.
Good songs or dope lyrics?
He hate on Drake.
Drake makes good music.
He got good
Kendrick makes more conscious, deep music, but Drake comes
lost.
out a lot more.
Drake
so I don't even look at the battle.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I don't even care about the battle. It's
I
like
don't even know if I heard both songs.
Drake won.
I haven't. Yo, what's crazy is that not like
How?
Dust Track.
To Kendrick?
You said career wise. I mean, doesn't that mean like your career's ended? Like, Ja lost to 50. That was like a career type of situation. Like his money was different.
I'm saying overall because Kendrick and
The Source lost to Eminem. Like,
Right.
like
Kendrick and Drake been getting compared for like a decade now. At this point, Drake has more hits than any artist of all.
Yeah, but Drake's a pop rapper.
Yeah, but I'm saying just to me, as an artist, Drake put out way more shit.
Yeah, but you do realize like for hip hop though, no one gives a fuck about a hit.
I don't even
like hits aren't even on like it's like the top 10 categories for hip hop. Hits aren't even on that. Like
beyond, I'm talking music. Like
no, I'm saying music wise. I'm saying like what makes the best music. Like if you take the top 10 categories of what makes the best music, a hit isn't even on that
so
list.
if we're talking about hits, then Drake is the hit maker.
You talking about hits? Fucking MC Hammer is the best fucking rapper ever. Then what the fuck you talking about?
I'm saying he's
Vanilla
saying
Ice. Vanilla Ice sold the most records ever.
No, but Drake
chart top
he's the
music
best.
that Drake put out.
Drake spit bars and Kendrick spit bars all day.
I would personally disagree with that.
His rap shit.
I've heard 1,000 Drake records, and they're all the same record to me.
They're not.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Recreating that vibe.
And Drake also is like that dude. Like if I seen him in the street, like I wouldn't like him. I know I wouldn't like him. Like I know it. Like you know, like you look at him, you're like, you can't tell. You can't like you just like you know like that look of people like that. Like he got that like just
smug look.
He's gonna snake you somehow. Like he's gonna snake you somehow. He's taking your ropes up the asterisk.
He's gonna highlight your girl for sure.
That for sure. But not only even that, like he's the type of motherfucker that would like you're not gonna like he's rich now, I get it, but back in the day you wouldn't have left money around him. You wouldn't have left like a key. You wouldn't trust him in your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna do something, man. Like, you know, I don't know what it is, but he's gonna do something. He's gonna put his nuts on your soap or some shit. Like he's gonna
spit in your drink.
Something, man. Just to be an asshole. You know what I mean? He's like an asshole.
All right, yo, I gotta escape, but before I escape, y'all gotta tell us.
Yeah, you gotta tell everybody where you can find you guys.
Oh, follow me at Herban Legends _CT. That's HERBAN Legends _CT. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to my peoples, Waverillo, Empire 203. You already know, man. Appreciate my guy having us.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna get him out of here. We're gonna get back up, but we just want to get this for
y'all
this.
Y'all can catch up with me at Keenan Corley, KEENAN CORLEY on IG, Facebook, and shout out to Gambino, Gucci Gang, Mookie baby. You know.
You already know, man. Yo, you guys driving 3 fucking hours, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Herban Legends, man. Make sure you check out this book too. I Love You and I'm Sorry. The High Cost of Loss. I don't know. Between the two of you, man, you guys got some really cool shit going on, man. Hope everybody checks you guys out. For us, though, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Fuck Kurt Schilling. Marty Forever, Sense Lives. You already know what it is, man. Peace.